Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a pretty unique health program called Xing Yang Kang, or Mind Body Health. It's this really cool approach that takes modern science and blends it with some ancient wisdom to completely rethink what it means to be healthy. All right, let's just dive right in with the big question that sits at the very heart of this entire philosophy. It's a challenge, really. It's asking us to look past the obvious physical stuff and start digging for the real root of our health problems in a place we probably never thought to look. So what this program is putting forward is a whole new way of looking at wellness. We're going way beyond the usual advice you hear, eat this, don't eat that. This is about building a completely new framework for understanding ourselves. Yeah, so this isn't just another fad diet or some quick fix challenge. The whole point is to create a system, something you can repeat for genuine well-being. And it's all built on this fundamental shift that has to happen in your mind before you even think about changing what you eat or do. Okay, so where does a journey like this even begin? Well, what's so interesting is that to connect with people today, the program doesn't start with ancient philosophy or some kind of spiritual text. Nope. It starts with something pretty much everyone can get on board with. And this was a super deliberate choice. The people behind this knew that if you want to reach a modern audience, you've got to speak their language. And that language is science. So they built the entire foundation of the program on hard, verifiable scientific data. This chart just lays out their strategy perfectly. They kick things off with modern, data-driven science to explain exactly how our choices lead to all sorts of common illnesses like diabetes and heart disease. And you'll notice they deliberately steer clear of the ancient texts at first. It's about creating a common ground, a universal language of evidence. And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's the huge pivot point. We all know, scientifically, that a tub of ice cream isn't great for us. We've seen the data. So why is it so incredibly hard to stop? This is exactly where the program shifts from the what of science to the much, much deeper why of our behavior. All right, so let's peel back the next layer here. If a lack of information isn't the problem, then what is? What's the real engine driving these unhealthy habits we all struggle with? The program points to this one concept, tan, which we can translate as craving. This is that powerful, almost magnetic pull we feel towards a certain food. Or just, staying on the couch. It's that feeling we get even when the logical part of our brain is yelling, "Don't do it." But here's the twist. The program argues that this craving, it's not actually the root of the problem. It's really just a symptom of something much deeper, our core beliefs about what we think will make us happy in any given moment. And check this out. They lay out the entire chain reaction. It all starts with what they call wrong views. Basically, a mistaken belief, like, this slice of cake is what I need to feel better right now. That belief then creates the craving. When you act on that craving over and over again, it becomes an unhealthy habit. And finally, the pileup of those habits leads to physical illness. The illness isn't the start of the problem, it's just the very last domino to fall. So here it is. This is the big aha moment of the whole program. It's drawing a straight line from our thoughts and beliefs directly to our physical health. Things like high blood sugar. The argument is simple but profound. You can't really heal the body for good without first dealing with the mind. So once you have that incredible insight, where do you go from there? Well, this understanding is what leads to the program's ultimate purpose. It takes the personal goal of getting healthy and transforms it into something much, much bigger. The core philosophy behind it all is called thru, which you could translate as Buddha's practice. And what this does is reframe the whole thing. It's no longer just a self-help program, it becomes an active mission of service and compassion for others. And this quote, it just says it all. The goal isn't just about you feeling better. It's about you gaining the knowledge and the internal stability so that you can then turn around and help other people who are suffering find their own path to peace and happiness. And this is how the whole perspective shifts. Healing yourself is no longer this isolated, maybe even selfish act. It becomes your training ground. It's how you learn to help heal others. Your personal health journey literally becomes an act of compassion. Okay, so that is a really beautiful philosophy, right? But how does that actually turn into something practical? A real system that people can follow day to day? While the program is designed to be this continuous loop, you start by learning the science. Then you internalize it, connecting the dots to your own mind. You practice the principles to heal yourself. And then, and this part is key, you share what you've learned to help others. This process turns you from just a student into a teacher, making you a source of healing right in your own community. You know what I love about this is how pragmatic it is. Let's say you're trying to help a friend and they only want to hear about the scientific stuff, the diet, the data, and they totally ignore the philosophy part. That's completely fine, because if you've helped ease their physical suffering, the mission of compassion is already a success. The goal is just to help however you can. And that leaves us with this one last, really powerful question that just perfectly sums up the huge shift in perspective this program offers. It's asking us to totally re-examine why we want to be healthy. And it suggests that maybe, just maybe, the most powerful reason of all has very little to do with us and everything to do with everyone else.